Hi everyone, this is daveac.blip.tv and this is my vblog 131 for Friday the 21st of January 2011. Yes, and changes and swaps, but wine just the same at the end. And yes, there will be a wine at the end of this vlog as usual, and I'm usually ready for it. And there will be some little swaps and changes, but let's get on with the vlog, and I'm going to try and get it all sorted and not a mistake in sight. No chance. Okay, here we go. Well, let's get with the podcasting news. Lewis Trapani of Gallifreyan Embassy, Doctor Who Podshock, has put up the latest Podshock, and it is indeed a Doctor Who Podshock Extra Edition, and it's Extra Edition 234. And it's one of the ones for the people who are supporting subscribers to the Gallifreyan Embassy. And I had the pleasure of being on that show alongside Graham Sheridan, the Second Doctor, the chap who has the Professor How podcast. And along with Lewis, we hopefully put together a nice little extra bonus show for those subscribers. Certainly Graham had an awful lot of stuff to cover, and he was giving out some up-to-date information about the current crop of DVD releases, Doctor Who DVD releases that should be coming to America now and in the near future and through 2011. So that's the main thing that's gone up on the Gallifreyan Embassy site. The Cultum Collective, well, the swaps and changes, we had to do a bit of a swap and change. Let me just make sure I get the right information up here. Last Sunday that went by, which was of course the 16th of January, we had intended doing Ian's topic, which was the Misfits. This is a UK spoofy science fiction, quite adult themed send-up sci-fi that's just finished series 2 here in the UK. So it's going to have an explicit tag because of the language and so on that was involved. However, although Ian was well enough, family duties took over because there were other members of his family that weren't so well. So we had to do a swap. Indeed, what we ended up doing was bringing forward the following topic, which was going to be top 10 spaceships. So indeed, on Sunday, the 16th of January, we did top spaceships, but we didn't just do top 10. Oh no, we found this site that had information about a lot more, and I've just lost the, where's it gone now? Just when you think you've got everything sorted out, David, you said he wouldn't make a mistake. Okay, I know where it is. There it is. Okay, just got to bring a little information up. Yes, we actually did top 51 spaceships. And the reason for that is we found a site called www.ugo.com/movies/best-movie-spaceships. So there were 100. We weren't going to tackle 100 in one go. So we started at number 51, which actually was a James Bond spaceship. Some would say that's not really science fiction and fantasy, but this particular Bond one was. And then we went up towards number 1, finished at number 1. We did that in just over 2 hours, so I hope you will give that a listen. It's of course on our Cultum Talk Show site, which is 54821, or our blogspot, the cultum.com, are of course on iTunes. That now means that the Misfits show will be this coming Sunday, Sunday the 23rd of January, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm not sure how much I'll be on that show because I have only seen one episode of the Misfits, and of course it will be full of spoilers and it will have an explicit tag for 16 and overs to take part in that show. In the middle of the week, I also put up an extra edition of the Cultum Collective. It was a recut. What has happened is just recently in the States on the Sci-Fi channel on January the 17th, the first episode of the American version of Being Human aired. And of course, Being Human has been in the UK for some time. We've had 2 whole series in the UK, and indeed on the, let me just check the date, I think it's the 23rd. Yes, on Sunday the 23rd at 9 p.m. Being Human series 3 starts here in the UK. So what I put up was a recut segment from our episode 33 that was called Surviving Being Human. I cut out all the news, all the bit about survivors, and I just kept the 50 minutes of the talking that we did mainly about series 2 of Being Human. And what I did indeed is slightly tidied up the audio a little bit and zipped it up a little bit. And so it's about a 50-minute episode, which of course is full of spoilers. But if you're ready to watch series 3 of Being Human and you're a little bit fuzzy about how things were developing along in series 2, perhaps you'd like to give that a listen. Okay, so that's mainly the Doctor Who news, other than to refer to a site I go back to an awful lot, and that is the Gallifrey newsbase.blogspot.com, because there's tons of news there at the moment. For instance, the Radio Times have just had their cover party here in the UK, and that's where the editions of the Radio Times that comes out here in the UK, the weekly guide to TV, they actually nominate I think it's the 12 best ones, but they had this party. And of course, David Tennant and Karen Gillan were there. David Tennant was on the front cover for A Single Man, where he was in this domestic play. It was actually a 3-parter, I think. And Amy, of course, was on the cover of the Radio Times for A Pandorica Opens. So they were there receiving their framed cover of the Radio Times. There's also news about Audio Go, the home of BBC audiobooks, particularly about adaptations from the books Edge of Destruction, The War Games, The Ribos, Operation Inferno. So lots of exciting stuff there. There's information about BBC Wales, the drama village that they're creating. Phase 1 is now complete, and this is where Doctor Who will switch to before the 50th anniversary of Doctor Who. The Sarah Jane Adventures will be moving to there very, very soon indeed. So they're at the Upper Boat Studios at the moment, but they will be moving to this new media centre village in Cardiff. Oh, and there's lots more news on that site. I really do urge you to go and have a look. Doctor Who enters the construction toy market. And there's some casting news update for Doctor Who. But go and have a look at the site itself. It's well worth a lot. Right, one other piece of information about awards. It's not really to do with science fiction or Doctor Who, but just to mention that here in the UK, the BAFTA nominations are now out for 2011. These are often seen as nods towards who will be getting Oscar nominations. The main films seem to be up for awards are The Black Swan, Inception, The King's Speech, The Social Network, that's about Facebook of course, and the remake True Grit. So, for an outstanding British film, the Danny Boyle film, 127 Hours, is up for a nomination as well. So lots of interesting things happening there, and it really is interesting to see. There was one other I was going to mention, not leading actors, well actresses. Natalie Portman's up for The Black Swan, and Annette Bening and Julianne Moore are both up for The Kids Are All Right. Supporting actresses, Helen Bonham Carter for The King's Speech, but there was one other I was looking for, and of course I won't be able to find it. I think it was upcoming actors. Oh yes, the Orange Wednesdays Rising Awards, and Gemma Arterton is in for that. She's played Tess of the D'Urbervilles. She's been in a James Bond film, lots of other things. Tom Hardy, who was in Jane Eyre, an adaptation on BBC, I'd like to see either he or Gemma Arterton win. The other nominees are Andrew Garfield, Aaron Johnson and Emma Stone. So lots of interesting things there for people to have a look at. And one more little piece of information, as I've talked now for 10 minutes again, I don't believe it, is the BBC have revamped their H2G2, like the Hitchhiker's Guide, the Guide to Life, Universe and Everything. That's been updated, so it's got a new look, and that is at www.bbc.co.uk H2G2. And they also have a Facebook fan page there as well. Okay, the swapping is that I said I was going to do about the Blu-ray, the Pacific, which I got as a Christmas gift. I'm excited about this, but because my vblog is more to do with Doctor Who and science fiction, well, I was at the shops today doing my weekly shop, and I saw this, and I just picked it up. It's Doctor Who, Meglos, a fourth Tom Baker story. I think it came out in 1980, and I'll be talking a bit about the story next week maybe, but I just want to show you one of the extras on it, and this is because Jacqueline Hill, who played Barbara right at the beginning of Doctor Who in An Unearthly Child, alongside Ian Chesterton, so that they were the two first companions alongside, of course, Susan. That was Ian and Barbara, and there is an extra on this Meglos thing. I'm going to try and move it across, and it's her life in pictures, and the volume's a little bit low on this. I'm hoping that's going to focus. Let's see if it plays properly for us. Just get that going again, sorry. Play, please. It should be playing, come on. Sorry about that delay, we'll keep going.
Jackie, I love Jackie. I mean, she was a wonderful person. She was very...
Oh, don't do that.
Very honest, straightforward, very kind. And a very delicate actress. She was born in Birmingham, and she was raised by her grandparents. Her younger brother, Arthur, who was deemed as it was logically...
That's her husband, Alvin Rankoff, a director.
He would have to stay in school, so that she would have to leave school. She came from Birmingham. She had a very difficult childhood, and very much a work ethic. Jackie was a born
In Chesterton.
She worked for Cadbury's. She started to do acting there and was encouraged. The whole sort of Quaker organisation encouraging you.
Of course, I'm going to have to stop it. It's annoying.
They encouraged Jackie.
Yeah, I'm going to have to stop it there. Sorry about that jerkiness, but because that's one of the reasons why I've got this new PC, because that one is definitely on its last legs. Okay, well, we're up to 14 minutes. I think it's about time we got to the wine, don't you? Okay, let's have a look at the wine. And let's hope we're getting a behaving camera. And that's Claro Merlot Caminaire 2010. Now let's stay in focus, guys. And it's from Chile, Central Valley, 13%. It's going to focus for me, I hope. There we are. Because at this late stage, freeze your picture and read. Okay, that's the wine. Very appealing bottle to the eye, easy to see on the shelves. Let's have a smell. And we've got a lot of sort of berry and fruit, ripe fruit coming out of this one. A little bit like the wine from last week. Not much else, but this sort of a nice fragrant berry smell. Now that has opened up nicely. I'll let you into a secret why I carried on when that video jerked slightly, because I did the whole video through and that froze up on me last time. So although it did jerk a little bit this time, we got through it. So this wine has been opened almost an hour now, and it really has warmed up and opened out. Let me have another taste. I'm not getting a lot more. I'm getting the fruit, but I'm getting a sort of a slightly licorice background to that. Licorice, and maybe, does it say chocolate? I think it's sort of like a, I think they call it mocha or something. Let me see what it says. This wine is smooth and ripe with spicy red fruit flavours and a hint of chocolate. Yeah, there's a sort of mocha taste to it, but I'm getting a slight licoricey edge, and the spices are there, but very, very slight. There's no oakiness to it at all. It's not a very, what's the word? It's not a very multi-dimensional wine. It's basically a pleasant, fruity, typical Merlot, I would think. Let me just have one more little taste. The price? Well, it was reduced to about £4. It's usually about £5, so that's what's $6 or $7, maybe €5. So it's a basic midweek pleasant drink, something you can eat with a spaghetti bolognese, or it suggests here with chicken, red meat, and potatoes. So it's an alright wine. It's not too bad for the price. I might get it again. Won't rush to get it again, but I might drink it again. Caro, Merlot, Caminiere, 2010. It seems strange drinking wine, 2010. And with that, we're up to 17 minutes. I better get out of here. Catch you next time. Bye everyone. Bye.